I've been to, like you, countless PMQs over the years, and I was in the press gallery when there was that standing ovation. Quite extraordinary, actually, not very far away from where the Ukrainian ambassador was. And I've not seen a sight like that, where all MPs on their feet, a standing ovation, looking up to the Ukrainian ambassador. It really was quite a moment, and right in suggesting that those images will be beamed around the world, and a true sense of solidarity with the Ukrainian people. In terms of wider PMQs, you're right, the tone was entirely different from what we normally see, much more serious, much more measured to a large degree. The Prime Minister referring to Vladimir Putin as a war criminal. Clearly, lots of MPs wanted to speak about their support for the Ukrainian people at this difficult time, and that the onus on all of this remains with Vladimir Putin. The Prime Minister reiterating that he wanted to see Vladimir Putin fail, that he needed to fail, and that the UK was taking actions when it came to trying to bring that about. So a very, very different Prime Minister's Question Time, and that extraordinary moment will be remembered for a long time at the very start.
Darren, as a country, is there consensus about whether we are doing enough to help desperate people who want to flee Ukraine?
Well, I think this was the one interesting thing, and the one bit where there were some cracks in the unity that we've seen across the House when it comes to wanting the Prime Minister to do more. And it must be said, it's not just the Labour Party or the SNP, but many Conservatives as well want to see these sanctions tightened. Chris Bryant even wanted further military action in terms of potentially a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which the Prime Minister yet again did bat away for the reasons that the UK cannot and NATO cannot, he would argue, afford to get involved in direct war with Russia. But clearly on this issue of sanctions, Keir Starmer brought it up about people in this country and elsewhere who've not yet been sanctioned by the United Kingdom. He and others do want the Prime Minister to go further. The Prime Minister was quite defensive, suggesting that Britain had led the way, and he's right in many aspects of the sanctions thus far. But I think that pressure will only grow as, sadly, the fighting intensifies in Ukraine. But I suspect that we will see the government go further in the days and weeks to come, though, as I say, for many MPs, it's simply not far or fast enough.